Republicans Against Party, reveals Obama admin has been lying under oath. It was only a matter of time. How important could the Obama administration have thought this was if they did nothing for a year? It must not have been important at all until after Hillary Clinton lost the election and they needed an excuse to delegitimize Trump. Unless she's lying, someone is going down, according to YoungCons.com. Wasserman Schultz put out a statement on Thursday disputing former DHS Secretary Jeh Johnson's testimony that the DNC refused help to protect its network despite receiving warnings about a hack. Jeh Johnson and former FBI Director James Comey both testified that the DNC refused to turn over the server so that they could examine it and investigate the hack. But Wasserman Schultz's statement disputed that, saying that they had never contacted her, seemingly directly contradicting their testimony. On Thursday afternoon, Wasserman Schultz doubled down and gave an interview where she ripped the FBI and the DHS for doing nothing to help the DNC. The host of the show was just flabbergasted that Wasserman Schultz was ripping Obama administration officials and basically calling them liars. From Free Beacon, Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz, D., Florida, said Thursday that Jeh Johnson's congressional testimony on the Democratic National Committee's computer hack is wrong in every respect and utterly misinformed. He's wrong in every respect, Schultz told CNN's Kate Bolduan. Let me be very clear. At no point during my tenure at the DNC was I contacted by the FBI, DHS, or any government agency, or alerted or made aware that they believe that the Russians, an enemy state, was intruding on our network. Her statement came after Johnson, who served as the Secretary of Homeland Security during the Obama administration, testified to lawmakers this week that the DNC rejected his agency's offer to protect its network despite receiving warnings about a hack. The DNC opted for an outside cybersecurity firm to help solve the computer hacks that led to WikiLeaks publishing thousands of its emails. Bolduan asked Schultz, who served as DNC chair at the time, how both accounts could be true. Secretary Johnson says DNC rebuffed the help offered. You are saying no one contacted you, Bolduan said. Secretary Johnson is utterly misinformed. That is simply not accurate, Schultz said. The former DNC chair then blamed the FBI and other federal agencies for not stepping in. They left the Russians on our network for almost a year before we discovered that they were there, she said. Schultz stepped down as DNC chair after the party's convention last summer when leaked emails revealed that she and other DNC officials were showing favoritism for Hillary Clinton. When James Comey and Loretta Lynch saw this, they immediately called their lawyers. From the time President Donald Trump finished swearing into office, the allegations of Russian collusion started pouring in at a very high rate. James Comey was a leader in that movement. If the Republicans in the House of Representatives are able to accomplish their goal, the investigative effort of the government will be aimed at what has actually happened and laws that have been broken, which means we're looking at Obama getting in a lot of trouble. Republican Representatives Jim Jordan of Ohio, Andy Biggs of Arizona and Matt Gaetz of Florida are launching an investigation into disgraced Attorney General Loretta Lynch's relationship with the FBI during its inquiry of the Hillary Clinton email falsehoods. More specifically, the congressmen are on the quest to know more about former FBI Director James Comey's testimony that Lynch ordered him to call the investigation a matter instead of what it was, a criminal investigation. The three amigos have written up a bill that would compel the production of documents and evidence related to Lynch's direction. Comey's illegal leaks of classified information about Trump, his talks about granting Hillary Clinton immunity and her advisors, Comey's choice to say Clinton shouldn't be charged, and ultimately Lynch's meeting with Bill Clinton in Phoenix are all on the docket. Also, Robert Mueller and Comey's relationship is under the gun. Regarding the full-on assault on the Trump administration may come back to bite the liberals in the rear. America voted for Trump, and the swamp in Washington is trying to overthrow our duly elected leader. They will suffer. Jordan and his colleagues haven't introduced anything official into the House yet to authorize such digging, according to Breitbart. But when they do, House Republicans should be tripping over themselves to be the first to vote for it. Is this as good of news to you as it is to me? Is James Comey going down? Boom. Obama spy scandal blows sky high. One Supreme Court judge just leaked the truth. You know it and I know it. Obama's NSA was not only spying on private citizens, but on the very people who stood against him and his agenda. They surveilled Senator Rand Paul, Donald Trump, General Flynn and other high-ranking figures in this government and abroad. Yes, we know they did. But forget about individuals for a moment. Did you know our Commander-in-Chief also spied on one of America's most sacred institutions? This afternoon on Fox News Channel, Judge Andrew Napolitano, a former Supreme Court judge in New Jersey, was talking about the current NSA unmasking scandal and how they've been using illegally collected metadata. Judge Napolitano then dropped one shocking bombshell. Gateway pundit, Judge Napolitano, Justice Scalia told me that he often thought the court was being surveilled. And he told me that probably 4 or 5 years ago. If they had to unmask Senator Paul's name to reveal a conversation he was having with a foreign agent and the foreign agent was hostile to the United States, they can do that. That's not what he's talking about. They're talking about unmasking him when he's having a conversation with his campaign manager when he's running in the Republican primary. During the discussion, Judge Napolitano also said Barack Obama could be subpoenaed to testify if he viewed the unmasked intelligence. The judge went on to explain that the NSA, which has been collecting metadata since 2005, during the George W. Bush era, has begun to actually use the information they collected for nefarious purposes. Story continues below. In congressional hearings last week, both James Clapper and Sally Yates were extensively questioned about the unmasking of data from the NSA collected archives. Senator Charles Grassley, who is in charge of the investigations regarding the leaks that have been occurring in the government intelligence community since Trump won the election, grilled the former Director of National Security and the former Acting Attorney General about their knowledge of this scandal. The resounding answer was, "I can't discuss that answer in this forum because of the confidential nature of the information. Let me get this straight, everything that we talk about, the employer, is open source material for the government. But everything you talk about, the employee, is confidential and redacted." Yeah. Makes total sense. Obama's previously leaked spy list just grows longer and longer, doesn't it? Who didn't he spy on? Source, Gateway. Thousands of Muslim migrants storm border with spears, stones, sticks. A reported 1,000 African migrants armed with makeshift weapons tried to storm the Spanish enclave of Ceuta on Tuesday morning. According to Ceuta's Civil Guard Command, at least 3 Spanish officers and 10 Moroccans were injured as authorities managed to push back the extremely violent mob of African migrants brandishing sticks, handmade spears, and sharp objects, some of whom were throwing stones at police. The fresh attempt to enter European Union, EU, territory from Morocco came just a day after a policeman's leg was broken as 300 sub-Saharan Africans stormed the Tarantula crossing, 187 of them succeeding in their quest to break into the Spanish enclave. Breitbart London reported in March that Spain's security minister warned attempts by migrants to storm Ceuta and the nation's other North African enclave Melilla were becoming increasingly violent, with migrants not only using sticks but even iron bars and wire cutters to attack border guards. And in February, 500 migrants managed to break through gates in a 20-feet-high fence in an assault on Spain's border which left 15 police officers injured. Footage by Faro TV after the invasion showed the triumphant Africans running through the streets shouting, "Freedom!" to celebrate their legal invasion of Europe. Steve Bannon warns Trump fans to be prepared for what's coming next. Steve Bannon just issued a warning to all the various enemies lined up against President Trump and all the fans lined up to support Trump about what's coming next. So we can all be prepared because it is going to get bloody. Quickly. Advertisement. Look, Trump is not a politician and he knew draining the swamp was never going to be easy. Bannon was a key voice, one of many, inside the Trump administration, and many wonder what will happen without him to be 100% loyal to Trump. More often than not, in the debates that raged in Trump's White House over policy, it was Steve Bannon and Donald Trump versus the rest of the advisors. Advertisement: Trump and Bannon share the same core beliefs around trade, immigration, etc. Trump's been talking about getting better trade deals when Bannon was still an investment banker, so it is nonsense to say Bannon shaped Trump's views. But it is correct to say that they both share those views, and when they combined their efforts, magic happened. But governing is not campaigning, and Trump was smart enough to surround himself with a very diverse lot. But Bannon doesn't plan to go quietly and will actually be more effective helping Trump pass his agenda. If there's any confusion out there, let me clear it up. I'm leaving the White House and going to war for Trump against his opponents, on Capitol Hill, in the media, and in corporate America, Bannon told Bloomberg News. The Trump presidency that we fought for, and won, is over, he said. We still have a huge movement, and we will make something of this Trump presidency. But that presidency is over. Bannon went on to explain that President Trump's administration will probably be much more conventional with his exit, and to be honest, this may be a good thing. As we have seen, the swamp bites back. Trump is flexible. He came in with a mandate and trusted Congress to do their jobs. They blew it, so now Trump will change course a bit and try a different tack. And Bannon is in a good spot to drive the media narrative in a way that serves Trump, not hurts him, as CNN does. Now, it's gonna be Trump, Bannon said. I just think his ability to get anything done, particularly the bigger things, like the wall, the bigger, broader things that we fought for, it's just gonna be that much harder. Now I'm free. I've got my hands back on my weapons, he added before issuing his warning to Trump's enemies. Someone said, "It's Bannon the Barbarian. I am definitely going to crush the opposition. There's no doubt. I built a effing machine at Breitbart. And now I'm about to go back, knowing what I know, and we're about to rev that machine up. And rev it up we will."